YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Guy here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about wide receiver Jahan Dotson and wide receiver coach Drew Terrell on how during the pre-draft process, Drew Terrell says he couldn't find any poor play in Dotson's film. Also, Chase Young working out with Von Miller. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Louis. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Damn. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxing pound for pound. Nigga keep this and put them in the ground. My shit in your ear and tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness.
Before we get into today's video, I'm going to ask you guys a question. What do you guys think I should do to upgrade the production of the channel? This is the channel that you guys helped build, so you guys deserve the best quality content on the NFL and the Washington Commanders. So what do you guys think I should do to upgrade my production? A better camera, more lighting, background? What do you guys think I should do to upgrade the production of the channel and make this channel the best channel possible? Because I want to take this to the next level. And I need you guys' input. So again, what do you guys think I should do to upgrade the production of the channel? Lighting, background, something, music or whatever. What do you guys think I should do? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get straight into today's video now. So Drew Terrell had a lot to say about wide receiver Jahan Dotson. He simply said this. He said, watching Jahan Dotson's film, I couldn't find any poor play in his film during the pre-draft process. Now, article was put out by NBC Sports Washington, and I'll link it down below in the description. The title of the article says, Commanders wide receivers coach couldn't find poor play on Dotson's tape, and this is by Pete Haley. We all know and love Pete Haley. So the article starts by saying this. Ahead of the pre-draft process, a pre-draft Zoom meeting with then Penn State pass catcher Jahan Dotson, Commanders wide receivers coach Drew Terrell pulled up Dotson's film and began combing through it for some reps. Terrell's plan was to uncover a handful of sequences where Dotson didn't do his job so Terrell could ask the rising rookie to explain what went wrong during them. And all of would be a fairly standard exercise, one that takes place hundreds of times each year, and NFL teams evaluating incoming prospects. Unfortunately, Terrell quickly encountered a roadblock. And this is what Drew Terrell had to say verbatim. I was going back through his tape and trying to find negative plays that I could press him on, Terrell said last week after the conclusion of Washington's minicamp. And I was watching the tape and I was like, nah, that play is not that bad. Nah, that play is pretty good. So I didn't have that much negative to go off of. That's right there is why the Commanders are so pleased with Dotson, who they drafted with the 16th overall pick in this past April. And it's more of that article, and I'll link the full one down below. But they started to talk about, Terrell prior in that 2017 offseason on how he was good in the summer, and then he flamed out during the season. But I don't really want to touch on that because this is about Jahan Dotson. So you guys, you can read the full article. Link will be down below in the description. So apparently they do this thing with wide receivers, coaches, and just all positions where during the pre-draft process they try to put together some film where they did something wrong to ask the rising rookie, as you heard in the article, what they did wrong here. And Dotson's film, it wasn't nothing wrong with it. Or it was very little wrong with his film, according to Drew Terrell. And I'm going to first start by saying this. As you guys know, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Jahan Dotson pick. Why? Not because I didn't think he couldn't be good or he won't be good in the league, just because for the simple fact that I thought we could have drafted someone better at 11. But then we traded back, right? After we selected Jahan Dotson and after draft concluded, I then quickly realized that, hey, Juan, you may be tweaking, bro, because they did exactly what you wanted them to do. If you guys were on the channel prior to the draft starting, what I wanted the Washington Commanders to do, you know this, and I said this in multiple videos, I wanted them to trade back and recuperate some draft capital from the Carson Wentz trade and also draft a game-changing player. And they potentially did that with getting Jahan Dotson. And with Jahan, this is no surprise to me because he's a 4-year senior at Penn State. He's the most pro-ready wide receiver coming out of this draft class, according to the NFL Network. He has the best hands coming out of this draft class. So hearing stuff like this is really no surprise to me at all. But this just proves my point that the expectations for this guy to perform is out the roof. Like, it's out the roof. Along with him, it was already out the roof when we selected him at 16. But just hearing how well he's been performing in minicamp and OTAs and hearing the coaches praise him, the expectations for him to perform has rose way more. As you guys know, from me, I'm expecting at least 700 yards from him. No less than that. I need him to come in here and perform week 1. And he gives off the vibes that he will. Again, this guy gives me Terry McLaurin vibes. Not from the way he plays, but the way he carries himself. He's a really quiet guy. He just shows up and does his business. And when you look at him play, he just looks so fluid and so smooth and just looks so, like, NFL ready. And that's why, again, I don't want to jump the gun. But guys, I definitely feel like we finally hit on a wide receiver in the first round. Now again, we haven't seen him play, and I'm not going to fully be a Jahan Dotson fan yet just because I have to see him play. I'm not fully a Carson Wentz fan yet. You know, I have to see these guys play. I used to be, a guy that jumped straight on the players and quickly backed them. But I learned my lesson the hard way multiple times with becoming super fans of these players, and then they go out there and flame out. So they have to prove to me that they can perform at this level. But I definitely think Jahan Dotson will do that. I think he can do that. And it's not like it's just a regular person saying this. This is Drew Terrell, the wide receivers coach, the person that they paid to be the wide receivers coach, to train these guys and to know the wide receiver position like the back of his hand. This is what he's saying. He watches film attentively to look for mistakes with these wide receivers, and he couldn't find them. This isn't like me watching film and I'm just seeing a couple plays and saying, oh yeah, he looks good here. This is a guy that has that wide receiver eye. I don't have that pro wide receiver eye. I never played a lick of pro football in my life. So obviously me watching film, yeah, I know what I'm talking about from the outside, but this guy literally knows the wide receiver position. He knows what to look for and what not to look for, and he's literally saying he couldn't find nothing wrong with his film. So again, I'm expecting a big season from Jahan, bro. I think he's going to be really, really good for us. You know, and again, the expectations are through the roof. You 16th overall pick. You know, you have everyone pleased with your performance through minicamp and OTAs. I think he's going to be really good. Now, again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because I have to see him play first, and I don't want to let you guys, get too ahead of yourselves out there too, because guys, we got to remind ourselves that we're Washington, bro. Josh Dotson picks still exists. Okay? Other picks that flamed out in the first round still exist, okay? So, again, just because I personally feel like it's going to be different here, I still just got to keep my guard up a little bit. Okay? So again, more of the story, man. I'm excited about Jahan. You should too. Drew Terrell is speaking highly of him. Ron Rivera is speaking highly of him. Scott Turner is speaking highly of him. His teammates are speaking highly of him, i.e. Carson Wentz, De'Ami Brown. So we definitely should feel a little secure with Jahan Dotson. But again, don't let your guard down, guys, because we're still Washington. Okay? Now, moving on to the next part of the video, where we're going to be talking about Chase Young was spotted working out with Von Miller. So if you guys don't be on social media a lot, then you probably didn't see this. But if you follow Chase Young or Von Miller, you've seen a video of Von Miller working out, and you've seen Chase Young in the background working out with him. Now, I'm not surprised at this link up, just for the simple fact that, as we know, Chase Young has been doing his ACL recovery and his rehab in Colorado, Aspen to be exact. And we know what Von Miller means to the Denver, Colorado area, the Broncos. We know that's his forever his home, whether he's with the Rams or the Bills. We know he's a Bronco for life, okay? So to see these two guys link up, I'm not surprised at all. I'm more so excited. because Von Miller is one of the best pass rushers to ever play this game, and to have Chase Young learn from him, man, that is very exciting. I can't lie to you, that is exciting. Now, I don't know how much Chase Young worked out, you know, because obviously he's still rehabbing an ACL. So I don't know if how much he did work out with him, but just him being around, his presence, him learning from him, that's all I want. That's all I love to see from Chase. And I think he is going to be in for a big year 3. You know, he has to. He knows he has a lot to prove. He knows he has a lot of doubters out there. He knows Chase Young locked in, man. Oh, man, and I think this year is going to be a really good year for him. And I'm really excited about it. So, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Jahan Dotson, Drew Terrell basically said he couldn't find no poor play in his pre-draft examination or view of Jahan Dotson. And Chase Young spotted us working out with legendary Von Miller, soon to be Hall of Famer Von Miller once he retires. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP Von Miller. Let me just think about this video, man. As always, big boy Wangati. Like, comment, subscribe. Helps the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.